Hey guys, I'm Viper and welcome back to a brand new video. As you can see from the on-screen footage, we're at Canada for, of course, the Canadian Grand Prix preview video. Now obviously, the Canadian Grand Prix is obviously round 7 of the 2016 F1 calendar. It runs around 3.2 miles, which is a decent size for this track, but most of the track is pretty much can be taken flat out. Now, albeit it's not as fast as Monza or the likes of Austria, where it has a lap time of 1 minute 8. The lap time is pretty quick, coming at around the 1 minute 13 mark roughly. Slightly faster than Monaco. There's 70 laps in total, and the Canadian Grand Prix has probably seen quite a few dramatic races. We've seen over the years, obviously, the Wall of Champions has claimed the cars of Schumacher, Hill, Villeneuve, you know, the list is endless with that one. But the main one that everybody knows for Canada is, of course, the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix, when Jenson Button hit Lewis Hamilton, had I think he hit Lewis Hamilton, had like 3 penalties, and there's a lot happening in that race. I think it's one of the longest races, coming out like 4 hours long. Except they had to split it as there was like a monsoon that covered the track with heavy rain. So really long race. But yeah, nevertheless, it was a fantastic race and spectacular. And if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend that you'd go and watch that race. I probably would. Anyway, getting on to the main gist of today's video, which is of course talking about the Canadian Grand Prix for this year. Like I said, over the past few years, you've seen the world champions and the races and so on. Well, personally, over the past 2 years, if you look at the history of the circuit, actually, let's look for the past 3 years. 2013, Vettel won in dominant fashion, as he did that year with most races when he did win. 2014 saw Red Bull win once again, however, this was because of a brake-by-wire failure and also a MGU-H failure that the Mercedes had in 2014, despite being the most dominant and the fastest car by a long shot. On track. Now, last year wasn't anything special to watch, I'll admit. Lewis Hamilton led the race from the very start, did 70 laps and won the race nice and easy. Rosberg finished second, and I believe Sebastian Vettel finished third, as I really badly missed my braking point on that turn there. But nevertheless, like I said, there's been spectacular accidents and spectacular overtakes. Now, like I said, everyone remembers, I don't know if you remember it, but Robert Kubica, 2007, he smashed headfirst into where you saw me go wide of that chicane. He actually hit the wall and his car went into complete pieces. One of the worst smashes ever seen. Was up until seeing Jules Bianchi, obviously, back in 2014. But nevertheless, things have obviously moved on from there, and so on. Robert Kubica actually won the Canadian Grand Prix in 2008, I believe. But unfortunately, that was his first and only win. But still, good track to take out. Now, like I said, the track's seen a lot of spectacular action over the years. And can I see this year being any different? Well, to be honest, not really. I can see it being not as boring as last year. I have to admit, last year wasn't a very spectacular race. 2014 was good because it actually showed that Mercedes could actually break down, that they weren't invincible. And also the fact that obviously the whole brake-by-wire system was vulnerable for Mercedes, and Red Bull had a very strong chassis and it seemed to prevail. But in this year, I can easily say that keep an eye on the whole field, not just the front runners but the midfielders. Now, we've seen this year how good and how close the midfield is. It's that close. The manners are in there. Every single car is fighting for positions all the time. It's really good to see this season. I'm sure you'll agree that this season has turned into a really cracker for overtakes. Like, there's probably been more overtakes this season in the first 6 races than there was throughout the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. I wouldn't go as far as saying 2013 there probably was more overtakes then, but there seems to be a lot better racing this year. But anyway, my predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix, which are normal. Predictions, I'm going to say that Lewis Hamilton takes pole, goes ahead and wins the race. Rosberg finishes second. Third, I will say Sebastian Vettel. Valtteri Bottas finishing fourth. And I'm going to say for 5th place, wait for it, Sergio Pérez. Now, obviously, of course, be sure to leave your guys' predictions down in the comments section below. And as always, I've been Viper Racing, you guys have been awesome watching. Until next time, see you guys in the next video. Ta-ra!